So then it's like, I got this residence. What if I sell the residence? Do I still get the $500,000 exclusion and I won't have to pay the tax on the 370,000? And the answer is not that simple.
Hi, Alan. Hope all's good with you. All right.
Well, this is from Wesley. It wasn't your comment.
I can just take the easy road here.
You can.
It's just like straight to you, Big Al.
Just read it and I'll answer the question.
Got it. We are selling in escrow now our 1-bedroom rental condo in San Carlos, our old stomping grounds.
Yep, I do know Wesley. Name change for privacy.
So this is your buddy.
Yeah, we went to high school together.
So he sent you an email, and then what, we wanted to put it on the air. So every email you get, when we're reading it.
Well, he sent me an email and he said if this would be good for your listeners. And I thought sure. So I sent it to Andy and said change the name.
Oh,
and I actually edited out the part where he said if you find this to be appropriate for your show, go ahead and use it. Because I didn't think you would need to say that part.
Every single time someone emails me a question, it gets on the show.
Got it. Our old stomping grounds.
San Carlos, by the way, that is in San Diego, next to San Diego State. Okay. There is a San Carlos, I think, in the Bay Area. It's not that one.
We are thinking about doing a 1031 exchange and purchasing a home that we'll eventually live in using the plus or minus $370,000 as a down payment. The plan would be to purchase the home within the required 100-day pay period and rent the property out for 5 to 10 years. After 5 to 10 years, we would make this exchange property purchase with a 1031 exchange a primary residence. If we later sold the property, would we avoid the taxes on the $370,000?
All right, so I'll maybe recap that. So Wesley's got a rental property right now, and if you sell a rental property and do a 1031 exchange, all the gain defers into the next property, gets pushed into the next property, as long as the property that you buy, the replacement property, is at least as expensive as the one you sold, and you do it within certain timeframes. The main one is 180 days to close from close of escrow. So it sounds like that's going to be covered. Wesley wants to rent the property 5 or 10 years. Sure, no problem. The thing about this is then can you turn the property into a residence? And the answer is yes, of course you can do it. And in fact, somewhat recently, Joe, the IRS came out with a new pronouncement with a safe harbor on this. In other words, what do you have to do to then change the character of the rental property to a residence where the IRS won't bother you, right? And so basically it's 2 years, and there's a few other things, at least 2 years, but 5 to 10 years, no problem. In other words, the rule is it has to be a rental, and the intent of it has to be a rental at the time of purchase. But after a certain time period, you can change your mind. So then you've got this residence that you still don't have to pay the tax on until you sell it. So then it's like, I got this residence. What if I sell the residence? Do I still get the $500,000 exclusion and I won't have to pay the tax on the $370,000? And the answer is not that simple. The answer is, first of all, any depreciation that you took, you've got to recapture that. You got to pay tax on that. And the second part of this is now there's an allocation, number of rental property years versus the number of residence years, and you only get a partial exclusion, right? And then there's these, it depends when you originally bought the property that's being exchanged into. It's kind of tricky, but just understand that there's an allocation. You will get an exclusion, but it's not going to be the full 500,000.
I think I fell asleep 3 times. Well, I felt like I was hanging out with you and your buddy in your old stomping grounds.
I was talking to Wesley, not to you.
Just chatting.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh my God.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.